the largest flying creatures that ever took off, prehistoric documentary. Long before humans walked the earth, the skies were ruled by titans, creatures of unimaginable scale, equipped with wingspans larger than small aeroplanes, carved through the air with a grace that belied their size. These were not the birds we know today, nor the bats that flutter silently in our night skies. They were pterosaurs and other colossal flyers, the undisputed masters of aerial life in their respective eras. From the scorching deserts of Late Cretaceous North America to the sprawling coastlines of prehistoric Europe, these flying behemoths hunted, scavenged, and soared in a world that tested the limits of vertebrate flight. Their stories are etched not only in fossils but in the very fabric of evolution, revealing astonishing adaptations, extreme wingspans, and the raw power required to conquer the skies. To understand these giants is to glimpse a world where the air itself became a battleground for survival, a realm where only the strongest, largest, and most aerodynamically gifted could reign. Today, we journey back millions of years to witness the largest creatures that ever took to the skies. Quetzalcoatlus northropi, the sky titan. In the late Cretaceous period, roughly 70 million years ago, the landscapes of what is now North America were vast, arid plains punctuated by rivers and sparse vegetation. Amidst this harsh environment, one of the largest flying creatures ever to exist patrolled the skies, Quetzalcoatlus northropi. Named after the Mesoamerican feathered serpent god, this pterosaur was not merely a large animal, it was an apex aerial predator, a testament to evolution's capacity to engineer both power and grace in a single organism. Its wingspan, estimated between 10 and 11 meters, dwarfed that of any modern bird, making it difficult for contemporary humans to even fathom its scale. Standing upright on the ground, it would have been comparable in height to a modern giraffe, its elongated neck and slender body creating an almost surreal silhouette against the open sky. Despite its enormous size, Quetzalcoatlus possessed a skeletal structure of extraordinary lightness. Its bones were hollow, reinforced with internal struts, a feature shared with birds today. This ingenious adaptation allowed a creature of such massive proportions to achieve powered flight, a feat that continues to fascinate paleontologists. Unlike birds, which typically rely on their hind limbs for launching into the air, Quetzalcoatlus likely employed a quadrupedal launch mechanism. By using its forelimbs to vault from the ground, the creature could propel its immense body into the air with astonishing efficiency, overcoming the limitations imposed by gravity on such an enormous wingspan. The head of Quetzalcoatlus was another marvel of evolutionary design. Its elongated, toothless beak ended in a sharp tip, suggesting a diet that ranged from small vertebrates to carrion. Some paleontologists proposed that it may have fed similarly to modern storks, stalking prey on the ground and snatching up small dinosaurs, reptiles, or fish where available. The jaws were lightweight yet strong, perfectly suited for grabbing and holding on to struggling prey without adding unnecessary weight that could hinder flight. Combined with its keen eyesight, Quetzalcoatlus would have been an efficient predator, scanning the landscape from the air before descending with precision to capture its meal. Flight dynamics in such a colossal creature are a subject of ongoing research. While a wingspan of over 10 meters presents enormous challenges for maneuverability, Quetzalcoatlus likely compensated with exceptional wing aerodynamics. Its long, narrow wings would have generated substantial lift while minimizing drag, allowing it to soar for extended periods without expending excessive energy. This gliding ability would have been crucial for traversing the vast expanses of the prehistoric plains in search of food, much like modern-day albatrosses glide over oceans. Despite its size, this pterosaur was capable of remarkable agility, able to adjust its wing posture to ride thermal currents or evade obstacles on the ground. Fossil evidence, though limited, provides tantalizing glimpses into the creature's lifestyle. Skeletons discovered in Texas reveal the extraordinary proportions of its limbs and torso, with wing bones longer than most human bodies. Soft tissue impressions, though rare, suggest the presence of a wing membrane attached not just to the forelimbs, but extending down the body to the hind limbs, enhancing lift and control. The muscle attachments on the bones indicate powerful flight muscles, capable of sustaining prolonged aerial activity, hinting at a creature that could cover tens of kilometers in a single day, patrolling its territory and scouting for food. Quetzalcoatlus' place in the ecosystem was unique. As a top aerial predator, it would have competed minimally with terrestrial carnivores, instead exploiting ecological niches inaccessible to other species. Its ability to launch into the air from flat plains meant it could hunt in regions where rivers and streams provided sporadic prey. The combination of flight, height, and keen vision made it an unparalleled hunter, capable of striking quickly and efficiently. It is conceivable that, from above, Quetzalcoatlus could observe herds of herbivorous dinosaurs, selectively preying on the young or weak, thus playing a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. The biomechanics of its flight continue to astonish scientists. Modern simulations suggest that Quetzalcoatlus could reach speeds sufficient to cover vast areas quickly, yet its energy-efficient design allowed for gliding that conserved strength. Its wings were not just instruments of lift, but sophisticated tools for controlling pitch, yaw, and roll. By subtly adjusting wing membranes, Quetzalcoatlus could execute turns, dives, and climbs with precision. Such mastery of the air is reminiscent of the grace of modern raptors, yet on a scale orders of magnitude larger, challenging the limits of vertebrate anatomy and physics. Reproduction and growth of Quetzalcoatlus also reveal fascinating adaptations. Fossilized eggs and juvenile skeletons indicate that even young individuals were relatively large and capable of some form of flight at early stages. The pterosaurs' growth rate suggests a rapid development to reach full adult size, likely driven by selective pressures to achieve dominance in aerial hunting before encountering competition or predation. Such early development ensured that individuals could contribute to the ecosystem both as hunters and as a breeding population, sustaining the species across generations. The global significance of Quetzalcoatlus extends beyond its own era. As one of the largest known flying animals, it represents an evolutionary experiment at the extremes of biology. Understanding its physiology, behavior, and ecology allows scientists to explore fundamental questions about flight mechanics, scaling laws in vertebrates, and the interplay between anatomy and environment. The creature's fossils are not just remnants of bones, but keys to unlocking the dynamics of prehistoric skies, revealing a world where airspace was a contested and fiercely defended domain. In imagining Quetzalcoatlus in motion, one envisions the immense wings unfurling with precision, the slender body rising effortlessly from the plains, and the creature gliding silently across ancient landscapes. Its shadow would have dwarfed the flora below, a silent reminder of the power of evolution to push beyond conventional limits. Even millions of years later, Quetzalcoatlus inspires awe, not only for its size, but for the elegance and efficiency with which it mastered the skies. It is a testament to the grandeur of prehistoric life, a reminder that the air, too, could host giants. Hatzegopteryx, the Colossus of Transylvania. In the late Cretaceous, approximately 70 million years ago, the land that would become modern-day Romania was dominated by a remarkable landscape of subtropical floodplains and river valleys. Among its giants, one creature stands out for sheer size and power: Hatzegoptrix thambema, a member of the asdarchid pterosaurs, closely related to Quetzalcoatlus, but with a body built for raw strength. While its wingspan, estimated at 10-12 meters, rivals that of its North American cousin, Hatzegoptrix possessed a stockier, more robust frame, a design that hints at a lifestyle adapted to tackling larger prey on land rather than relying solely on soaring long distances. Its skeletal structure was extraordinary, balancing immense strength with lightness, allowing this pterosaur to dominate both air and land in a way few flying creatures could. The skull of Hatzegoptrix alone is a testament to evolutionary engineering. Measuring over 2.5 meters in length, it was heavily reinforced, with thick bones capable of withstanding the stresses of subduing large prey. Its beak, long, pointed, and devoid of teeth, functioned both as a precision instrument and as a powerful tool for hunting. Paleontologists suggest that Hatzegoptrix could have fed on young or smaller dinosaurs, reptiles, and even scavenged carcasses, using its size and strength to outcompete other predators. The combination of a long neck and robust head meant that a single strike could incapacitate prey before it had a chance to escape, while its wings allowed rapid repositioning in the air, giving it a unique advantage among terrestrial and aerial predators alike. Flight mechanics in Hatzegoptrix reflect a sophisticated understanding of physics encoded in its bones and wing membranes. Despite its immense size, it was capable of both powered flight and gliding across long distances, exploiting thermal currents to conserve energy. Its wings, though broad and strong, were adapted for bursts of speed and maneuverability rather than continuous long-distance gliding. This suggests that Hatzegoptrix may have combined soaring with active hunting strategies, swooping down onto prey in short, powerful dives. The quadrupedal launch system, similar to Quetzalcoatlus, allowed even the largest individuals to overcome gravitational constraints, demonstrating an evolutionary solution to the challenge of achieving flight at extreme sizes. Fossil evidence paints a picture of a creature built for power. The humerus and wing bones exhibit thickened shafts and reinforced joints, capable of sustaining the stresses of lifting a massive body into the air. Unlike more gracile pterosaurs, Hatzegoptrix appears to have been capable of brief bursts of rapid flight, possibly using its strength to capture larger prey or defend its territory from rivals. Its proportions suggest a creature that could walk and hunt effectively on land, using wings not just for travel, but as stabilizing tools during hunting or territorial displays. This dual adaptation strength on the ground and mastery in the air positions Hatzegoptrix as a unique evolutionary experiment among flying reptiles. The ecological role of Hatzegoptrix was as remarkable as its anatomy. As one of the apex aerial and terrestrial predators of its region, it faced little competition from other flying creatures. Its sheer size would have deterred most smaller predators, and its ability to launch into the sky allowed it to survey vast territories in search of food. Some paleontologists propose that Hatzegoptrix hunted opportunistically, feeding on small to medium-sized dinosaurs, reptiles, and fish, while scavenging larger carcasses when the opportunity arose. Its presence would have exerted a powerful selective pressure on prey species, shaping the behavior and evolution of the animals that shared its environment. Hatzegoptrix's neck deserves particular attention for its combination of length and strength. Unlike the more delicate, elongated necks of other asdarchids, Hatzegoptrix's vertebrae were short and stout, capable of resisting the forces involved in subduing struggling prey. This structural adaptation indicates a predator that relied not only on flight and size, but also on brute strength in hunting, a stark contrast to other pterosaurs that relied primarily on agility or fish hunting techniques. The reinforced neck would have allowed the creature to strike quickly and hold on to prey without risk of injury, an evolutionary advantage that underscores its dominance in the late Cretaceous skies of Transylvania. Flight simulations conducted by modern researchers highlight the remarkable capabilities of Hatzegopteryx. Despite its bulk, the pterosaur could achieve liftoff with surprising efficiency, aided by its powerful forelimb musculature and the elasticity of its wing membranes. Once airborne, it was capable of long glides across its territory, scouting for prey while expending minimal energy. Its wings allowed subtle maneuvers during flight, providing the ability to approach prey stealthily or evade other large predators. The combination of size, strength, and aerodynamic precision makes Hatzegopteryx one of the most formidable flyers in Earth's history. Reproduction and growth in Hatzegopteryx offer further insights into its life history. Fossilized remains of juvenile asdarchids suggest rapid early growth, enabling young individuals to attain considerable size and flight capability in a short period. Such early development would have been critical for survival, reducing vulnerability to predators and allowing young pterosaurs to participate in hunting and territorial behaviors sooner. The life strategy of Hatzegopteryx reflects a balance between growth, strength, and survival in a competitive ecosystem dominated by giant, herbivorous, and carnivorous dinosaurs. The paleobiology of Hatzegopteryx also reveals fascinating implications for its sensory capabilities. Its large eyes, positioned for binocular vision, suggest acute depth perception, crucial for judging distances when hunting from the air. Its brain structure, inferred from cranial fossils, indicates advanced motor coordination necessary to control massive wings during complex aerial maneuvers. These adaptations demonstrate that Hatzegopteryx was not only physically imposing, but also neurologically sophisticated, capable of executing precise flight patterns and hunting strategies that few other creatures could match. Imagining Hatzegopteryx in its prime evokes a sense of awe. Picture a creature standing atop the Transylvanian plains, wings folding and unfurling with controlled power, eyes scanning the terrain below for potential prey. When it takes to the sky, the sheer presence of its wings, casting enormous shadows, would dominate the landscape, a reminder of evolution's capacity to create extremes in both size and function. Hatzegopteryx exemplifies the apex of aerial evolution, a creature that pushed the boundaries of what it means to fly and hunt at massive scales, leaving a legacy that continues to captivate scientists and enthusiasts alike. Pteranodon, the oceanic giant. Over the shallow seas of Late Cretaceous North America, roughly 85 million years ago, a creature soared with effortless grace, dominating the skies above the oceans. Pteranodon longiceps was one of the most iconic pterosaurs, renowned for its enormous wingspan, which ranged from 6 to 7 meters, and in rare cases, possibly even larger. Unlike the terrestrial hunters of the plains, Pteranodon was adapted to a life entwined with the ocean, gliding above waves, scanning the waters for fish, and making the most of thermal currents to conserve energy. Its elegant, streamlined body, long beak, and characteristic cranial crest made it a marvel of aerodynamic engineering, perfectly suited to its aerial piscivorous lifestyle. The skull of Pteranodon is among its most distinctive features. Long and pointed, it was completely toothless, an adaptation that minimized weight and allowed it to snatch slippery prey with remarkable precision. Its elongated crest, which varied in shape and size between males and females, is believed to have served multiple purposes: sexual display, species recognition, and possibly aerodynamic stabilization during flight. The crest's exact function remains a topic of debate, but its presence undoubtedly contributed to the creature's evolutionary success, allowing Pteranodon to balance maneuverability and lift even with its massive head. Flight mechanics in Pteranodon reflect a masterful adaptation to both open-sea gliding and dynamic hunting. Its wings, long, narrow, and tapered, were designed for energy-efficient soaring over vast distances, allowing the pterosaur to traverse hundreds of kilometers in search of food. Unlike heavier, more terrestrial pterosaurs, Pteranodon relied less on powerful takeoffs and more on thermal currents and gliding. By harnessing the rising air above the ocean and coastal cliffs, it could maintain flight for extended periods without expending unnecessary energy, a vital skill for a predator whose primary prey fish were widely dispersed across the seas. Pteranodon's feeding strategy was specialized and efficient. With its sharp, pointed beak, it could plunge into the water from flight, snatch fish with pinpoint accuracy, and return to the air without losing momentum. Fossil evidence suggests that some Pteranodon may have fed in groups, congregating near abundant fish shoals, though much of their behavior remains inferred from modern analogues like seabirds. Stomach content analysis and coprolites indicate a diet dominated by fish and cephalopods, though opportunistic scavenging likely supplemented their nutrition when necessary. Such feeding adaptations highlight a creature whose survival depended not just on size or strength, but precision, timing, and aerial mastery. The skeleton of Pteranodon demonstrates extraordinary adaptations for life in the air. Hollow bones reduced weight without sacrificing structural integrity, while powerful forelimb muscles provided lift and control. Its elongated metacarpals supported the wing membranes, creating a massive surface area for flight, while the hind limbs were comparatively smaller but still effective for takeoff, landing, and limited terrestrial locomotion. This combination of strength, lightness, and precision underscores the pterosaur's ability to navigate the complex demands of an oceanic environment where both flight efficiency and hunting skill were critical for survival. Sexual dimorphism in Pteranodon is particularly striking, with males typically sporting larger cranial crests and greater overall size. These differences suggest a complex social structure where displays of size and crest morphology may have played roles in mating and territorial behavior. Smaller females, while less visually imposing, were equally well adapted for survival, optimized for agility and endurance in flight. The interplay between sexual selection and ecological adaptation provides a fascinating glimpse into how evolution shapes not just anatomy but behavior in ways that maximize reproductive success alongside survival. Fossilized remains, primarily from the Niobrara Formation in Kansas, reveal details of Pteranodon's anatomy that allow scientists to reconstruct its life with remarkable accuracy. Wing impressions, though rare, show extensive patagia that connected the forelimbs to the body, creating a broad, efficient gliding surface. Muscle attachment sites indicate significant power in the chest and shoulders, enabling strong flapping when necessary, while bone articulations suggest a high degree of flexibility and control. These adaptations allowed Pteranodon to maneuver above both turbulent waters and open landscapes, hunting with precision and grace. Pteranodon's place in the ecosystem was unique. As a high-flying piscivore, it occupied a niche largely unchallenged by other predators. It faced minimal competition from terrestrial carnivores, which could not reach the open seas, while smaller flying reptiles were often limited in range and wingspan. By exploiting oceanic hunting grounds, Pteranodon minimized competition while maximizing access to abundant fish populations, demonstrating the advantages of specialization in evolutionary success. Its presence would have influenced marine food webs, shaping the behavior and distribution of prey species across prehistoric coastlines. The flight behavior of Pteranodon was likely both social and dynamic. Soaring in groups over coastal cliffs, individuals may have used communal thermals to gain altitude, then spread out to hunt or patrol territory. Such behavior mirrors modern seabirds like albatrosses and frigate birds, which utilize coordinated flight patterns to conserve energy over vast distances. Pteranodon's wings, adapted for long-distance gliding, provided both efficiency and control, allowing it to adjust speed and direction with subtle changes in posture, demonstrating an extraordinary combination of instinct, anatomy, and environmental awareness. Reproduction and development in Pteranodon further illuminate its life history. Fossil evidence, including nests and eggs, suggests that juveniles were capable of flight relatively soon after hatching, allowing early independence and survival in a challenging environment. Rapid growth rates were necessary to reach adult wingspans capable of efficient gliding and hunting, indicating a life strategy optimized for both survival and reproductive success. Parental investment may have been limited, with reliance on innate flight ability ensuring juveniles could navigate the skies and find food effectively from an early age. In imagining Pteranodon in motion, one envisions vast wings slicing through salty sea winds, the elongated head angled precisely toward glimmering shoals of fish below. Its shadow would drift across the water's surface, a silent predator whose presence commanded both fear and respect. The combination of power, elegance, and adaptability made Pteranodon a defining figure of the late Cretaceous oceans, a creature perfectly attuned to a life in the skies, an apex among flying reptiles, and a symbol of evolution's ability to craft both form and function in the pursuit of survival. Argentavis, the giant of the ancient skies. Around 6 million years ago, during the late Miocene of South America, the skies were ruled by a bird unlike any alive today, Argentavis magnificens. Often described as the largest flying bird ever discovered, Argentavis boasted a wingspan estimated between 6 and 7 meters, rivaling that of small aeroplanes and dwarfing even the largest modern raptors. Its massive wings, combined with a streamlined body and powerful flight muscles, allowed it to dominate the airspace above the open plains, river valleys, and Andean foothills. Unlike pterosaurs, Argentavis evolved as a true bird, with feathers providing lift, control, and insulation, representing a different evolutionary solution to the challenges of extreme flight. The skeleton of Argentavis reveals an intricate balance between size, strength, and aerodynamics. Hollow, pneumatized bones reduced weight without sacrificing rigidity, while robust muscle attachment sites indicate a chest built for powerful flapping. Its wing structure, with long primary feathers, allowed for both gliding over long distances and bursts of active flight when needed. Argentavis relied heavily on soaring, using rising thermal currents to remain aloft while expending minimal energy, an adaptation necessary to sustain flight at its enormous scale. Takeoff likely required running launches or leveraging headwinds from elevated terrain, reflecting the practical limits of physics even for such a masterful flyer. The beak of Argentavis was large and hooked, resembling that of modern eagles and condors. It was perfectly adapted for a scavenging lifestyle, capable of tearing through the thick hides of carrion and consuming large chunks of flesh efficiently. Fossil evidence, coupled with ecological modelling, suggests that Argentavis primarily fed on the carcasses of large mammals, reptiles, and other birds, swooping silently from above to assert dominance over other scavengers. Its size alone would have intimidated smaller competitors, allowing Argentavis to secure food resources with minimal direct conflict. Argentavis was more than just a passive scavenger. Its sharp talons, though not as specialized for hunting as those of raptors, may have been used to hold smaller prey or manipulate carcasses. Paired with its keen eyesight, which likely allowed it to detect carrion from many kilometers away, Argentavis functioned as both predator and scavenger, occupying a niche largely untapped by other creatures of its time. Its role in the ecosystem was critical, contributing to the recycling of nutrients and the control of prey populations indirectly, while shaping the behavior of other animals across its territory. The flight dynamics of Argentavis are particularly fascinating. Despite its immense size, this bird was capable of sustained flight, relying on soaring and thermals to glide efficiently. Studies of its wing loading suggest that Argentavis could cover distances of 100 kilometers or more in a single day without needing to land frequently. This efficiency in flight allowed it to patrol vast territories, locate food, and conserve energy in an environment where meals were unpredictable and widely spaced. Argentavis's mastery of aerodynamics demonstrates that evolution can push beyond modern limits, creating flyers that combine scale, endurance, and efficiency in unprecedented ways. The musculature and skeletal adaptations of Argentavis further highlight the delicate balance required for extreme flight. Strong pectoral muscles powered short bursts of flapping when necessary, while its broad, slotted wings enabled precise control in the air. The legs and pelvis, though adapted for walking when grounded, were secondary to its aerial lifestyle. Argentavis likely spent the majority of its life in flight or perched in elevated locations, scanning the landscape for opportunities. Its anatomy reflects both constraints and innovations, illustrating how evolutionary pressures can sculpt even the largest vertebrates into highly specialized flyers. Reproduction and development in Argentavis suggest a life history strategy akin to that of modern large birds. Fossilized remains indicate slow growth and low reproductive rates, with individuals reaching full adult size over several years. Eggs and nests, though scarce in the fossil record, imply extensive parental care, ensuring the survival of relatively few offspring but maximizing their chances of reaching maturity. This slow life history, combined with extreme size, would have made Argentavis a rare and majestic presence in its ecosystem, a true aerial monarch whose survival depended on both skill and opportunity. The ecological impact of Argentavis extended across both open plains and the rising Andes. By scavenging carcasses from large herbivorous mammals, Argentavis influenced predator-prey dynamics indirectly, affecting the distribution of both prey and competing carnivores. Its presence would have created a cascading effect, shaping the behavior of smaller scavengers, herbivores, and other avian species, demonstrating the far-reaching influence of a single apex flyer. The interplay between size, flight, and ecological dominance made Argentavis a defining species of the Miocene skies. Argentavis's senses were finely tuned for life in the air. Large eyes provided sharp, far-reaching vision, crucial for detecting carcasses or other birds from great distances. Its balance and coordination, guided by an advanced cerebellum, allowed precise maneuvering in thermals and during descents toward prey. The combination of vision, muscle control, and aerodynamic efficiency exemplifies the extraordinary evolutionary adaptations necessary for extreme size in volant vertebrates. Argentavis was not only physically imposing, but also neurologically sophisticated, a creature capable of mastering both the challenges of the sky and the ecological complexity of its environment. Imagining Argentavis in flight is an awe-inspiring exercise. Picture a vast bird, wings extended over 6 meters, gliding effortlessly above the Andes foothills, catching thermals that lift it higher and higher with minimal effort. Its shadow drifts over open plains and river valleys, a reminder of the scale and elegance of prehistoric life. As it approaches a carcass, the air stirs with anticipation, and lesser scavengers yield to the inevitable dominance of this aerial giant. Argentavis represents the pinnacle of bird evolution, an enduring testament to the possibilities of flight at extreme scales, and a reminder that the skies themselves can be home to creatures of unimaginable size and majesty. Pelagornis, the tooth-winged seafarer. During the Miocene epoch, around 25 million years ago, the oceans were patrolled by a bird that defied imagination, Pelagornis sandersi. With a wingspan estimated at 6.1 to 7.4 meters, possibly the largest wingspan of any known bird, Pelagornis was the undisputed ruler of open seas, gliding effortlessly over vast expanses of water in search of food. Its unique skeletal structure, combined with specialized beak features, allowed it to dominate the marine environment in a way unmatched by modern seabirds. Unlike most large birds, which rely heavily on flapping for lift, Pelagornis was built for sustained soaring, using thermal currents above the ocean to conserve energy while traversing hundreds of kilometers in a single day. The most remarkable feature of Pelagornis was its pseudo-teeth bony projections along the edges of its beak that resembled sharp teeth but were actually extensions of the jawbone. These adaptations allowed it to catch slippery prey, such as fish and squid, with extraordinary precision. While the beak itself was lightweight, the pseudo-teeth acted like a natural trap, preventing captured prey from escaping. This combination of wingspan, lightweight body, and tooth-like structures made Pelagornis a highly specialized predator, capable of exploiting an ecological niche largely inaccessible to other birds. Pelagornis's wings were long, slender, and highly adapted for gliding. The primary feathers extended far beyond the body, maximizing lift and efficiency. Its wing-loading ratio suggests that Pelagornis could soar for hours without flapping, relying on wind currents and thermals over the open ocean. This energy-efficient flight was essential for a predator that needed to patrol vast distances to locate dispersed food sources. Its flight style likely resembled that of modern albatrosses, yet on a scale far larger, demonstrating the limits of vertebrate aviation in the context of open-sea hunting. The skeletal structure of Pelagornis was a masterclass in evolutionary engineering. Hollow, pneumatized bones reduced weight while maintaining strength, and the pectoral girdle supported enormous wing muscles for the occasional burst of powered flight. Its legs were comparatively small, emphasizing its reliance on flight rather than terrestrial movement. Takeoff likely required a running launch or favorable wind conditions, highlighting the practical constraints faced by enormous flying birds. Once airborne, however, Pelagornis was a marvel of aerodynamic efficiency, able to glide with precision and adjust its path with subtle manipulations of its wing membranes and feather tips. Pelagornis's hunting strategy was refined and opportunistic. Its sharp, pseudo-toothed beak allowed it to snatch fish from the water's surface with minimal effort, often in mid-flight, while its large wings provided stability during rapid adjustments. Fossil evidence suggests that Pelagornis may have hunted individually or in loose flocks, capitalizing on schools of fish or squid exposed near the water's surface. Its diet and hunting techniques illustrate a bird that thrived in a highly specialized niche, combining the efficiency of gliding with precision feeding to secure survival in a competitive marine ecosystem. The sensory capabilities of Pelagornis were equally impressive. Large, forward-facing eyes provided acute vision, enabling it to spot prey from high above the waves. Its balance and coordination, guided by a highly developed cerebellum, allowed for precise adjustments during gliding, diving, and capturing food. This combination of neurological sophistication and physical adaptation highlights how evolution can create a predator capable of both endurance and finesse at extreme scales, a creature perfectly adapted to the challenges of oceanic life. Flight biomechanics further reveal the impressive adaptations of Pelagornis. Its long, narrow wings were optimized for dynamic soaring, allowing the bird to extract energy from wind gradients above the ocean. By alternating periods of gliding and subtle flapping, it could traverse incredible distances without expending unnecessary energy. This method of flight is particularly advantageous in the open ocean, where prey is widely dispersed and thermals or updrafts may be sporadic. The design of its wings represents an evolutionary solution to the challenges of extreme aerial mobility over a largely featureless environment. Reproduction and development in Pelagornis provide additional insights into its life history. Fossilized eggs and juvenile remains suggest a slow growth rate, with individuals taking several years to reach full adult size. This slow maturation may have been offset by long lifespans, as observed in modern seabirds, allowing adults to dominate their territories and efficiently exploit food resources over decades. Nesting likely occurred on isolated islands or cliffs, minimizing predation and allowing for the survival of fragile hatchlings. These life history traits, combined with its enormous size, made Pelagornis a rare but highly effective predator of the Miocene oceans. Ecologically, Pelagornis played a crucial role in marine food webs. By preying on fish and cephalopods, it influenced the distribution and behavior of smaller marine species, while its dominance discouraged competition from smaller birds. Its presence may have forced prey species to develop defensive behaviors or altered foraging patterns, illustrating the indirect yet profound influence of apex flyers on the ecosystems they inhabit. This ecological impact, combined with its mastery of flight, cements Pelagornis as one of the most remarkable flying creatures in Earth's history. Finally, envisioning Pelagornis in motion evokes a profound sense of awe. Picture a bird with a wingspan exceeding 6 meters, gliding effortlessly above an endless ocean, pseudo-teeth poised to snatch unsuspecting fish from the water below. Its flight is a symphony of efficiency and precision, a blend of raw scale and refined skill. From high above, it surveys the seas, a sovereign of the wind currents, embodying both power and elegance in a way no modern bird can replicate. Pelagornis magnificens was more than a creature. It was a masterclass in evolutionary adaptation, a reminder that the skies, like the oceans, are arenas for giants. Pterosaurs, the North American giant. During the Pleistocene epoch, roughly 2 million to 10,000 years ago, North America's skies were patrolled by a flying predator of exceptional size, Pterosaurs merriami. With an estimated wingspan of 5.5 to 6 meters, Pterosaurs was one of the largest flying birds to ever exist on the continent, dwarfing even today's largest raptors. Its wings, long and broad, were designed for soaring over the varied landscapes of prehistoric California, Arizona, and New Mexico, from open plains to river valleys. This bird was a master of the thermals, using rising columns of warm air to remain aloft for hours without flapping, conserving energy while searching for carrion or small prey. The beak of Pterosaurs was both powerful and precise, adapted for tearing flesh and consuming large carcasses with efficiency. Unlike modern vultures, its skull was more robust, allowing it to tackle tougher hides and bones. The combination of size, beak strength, and wing dynamics suggests a bird capable of dominating carcasses, outcompeting smaller scavengers and asserting control over feeding sites. This adaptation made Pterosaurus not just a scavenger, but a formidable presence that influenced the behavior of other birds and mammals in its ecosystem. Pterosaurus's skeletal structure reflects a balance between size and flight capability. Hollow bones minimized weight while maintaining strength, and the wing bones show muscular attachments indicative of both soaring efficiency and occasional flapping when necessary. Its pectoral girdle and sternum provided a strong base for wing musculature, essential for lifting a body of this scale off the ground. Unlike some of the oceanic giants, Pterosaurus also relied on terrestrial movement to access carcasses, using its strong legs to walk and run short distances when hunting or scavenging on land. Flight mechanics in Pterosaurus were optimized for long-distance gliding. Its wing-loading ratio suggests it could remain aloft for many hours, soaring across the Pleistocene landscapes in search of food. By exploiting thermals, ridges, and rising winds, Pterosaurus could cover hundreds of kilometers in a day with minimal energy expenditure. This efficiency was essential in a time when prey and carrion were scattered across vast territories, requiring both endurance and precision in flight to locate and reach opportunities before competitors did. The hunting and feeding behavior of Pterosaurus was both opportunistic and strategic. While primarily a scavenger, fossil evidence suggests it may have occasionally hunted small mammals, reptiles, and even young herbivores, striking quickly and using its large wings for balance. Its presence would have shaped the behavior of prey species, forcing them to remain vigilant for threats from above. The combination of keen eyesight, powerful beak, and enormous wingspan made Pterosaurus an apex flyer, capable of both passive scavenging and active predation in a diverse Pleistocene ecosystem. Pterosaurus also displayed adaptations for social behavior. Some evidence indicates that these birds may have congregated near carcasses, establishing dominance hierarchies to determine feeding order. Larger individuals, likely males, may have used their size and wingspan as intimidation displays, while smaller individuals waited their turn. Such behavior parallels modern large scavenging birds like condors, suggesting that social dynamics played a crucial role in feeding efficiency and survival. The sensory abilities of Pterosaurus were finely tuned for life in the air. Large eyes provided exceptional vision for detecting carcasses across long distances, while a well-developed vestibular system ensured balance and coordination during soaring and gliding. These adaptations allowed Pterosaurus to maneuver precisely in turbulent air currents, descend swiftly to feeding sites, and navigate complex landscapes with minimal energy expenditure. Its sensory and neurological systems were critical for maintaining dominance in both aerial and terrestrial domains. Reproduction and growth strategies in Pterosaurus mirrored those of modern large birds. Fossil evidence indicates slow development and low reproductive output, with individuals taking years to reach full adult size. Nests, often located in elevated or isolated areas, protected offspring from predators, while parental care ensured that young birds developed the necessary skills for flight and hunting. This life history strategy, although producing fewer offspring, allowed each individual to achieve maximum survival potential, maintaining the species' presence across vast regions of North America. Pterosaurus's ecological impact extended far beyond its role as a scavenger. By consuming carcasses, it helped recycle nutrients, reduce disease risk, and maintain ecosystem balance. Its dominance over feeding sites forced smaller scavengers to adapt, either through avoidance, opportunistic feeding, or cooperative behavior. In doing so, Pterosaurs not only shaped the behavior of other species, but also contributed to the overall stability and functioning of Pleistocene ecosystems. Imagining Pterosaurs in flight evokes a scene of grandeur and mastery. With wings stretching over 6 meters, it glides silently above ancient valleys and plains, scanning the ground for signs of life or death. Its shadow drifts across forests and rivers, an imposing presence that commands both respect and caution from all other creatures below. In the dynamic skies of the Pleistocene, Pterosaurs exemplified the pinnacle of large avian evolution, a creature that combined endurance, power, and ecological influence in a form that few could rival. Aramborgiania, the long-necked titan. In the late Cretaceous seas of what is now Jordan, a colossal pterosaur ruled the skies with unmatched reach. Aramborgiania philadelphia is known for its extraordinary neck, which could exceed 3 meters in length, supporting a lightweight yet powerful skull built for hunting across wide-open spaces. Its wingspan, estimated between 10 and 12 meters, rivaled the largest darkids, making it one of the most formidable flying vertebrates of its era. This pterosaur demonstrates a striking combination of long-range flight capability and hunting specialization, revealing how evolution sculpted creatures capable of exploiting both aerial and terrestrial niches at extreme scales. The skull of Aramborgiania was elongated and toothless, tapering to a pointed tip, ideal for striking prey or scavenging. Fossil evidence suggests a robust jaw structure, capable of resisting the forces of prey struggling in its grasp. Unlike other giant pterosaurs, its neck vertebrae were remarkably stiff and reinforced, allowing precise control of the head during predation. This adaptation enabled Aramborgiania to reach into areas inaccessible to other predators, whether snatching fish from shallow waters or small terrestrial vertebrates along coastal plains. Flight mechanics in Aramborgiania relied on both soaring and bursts of powered flight. The wings, supported by elongated metacarpals and reinforced joints, provided incredible lift, allowing the pterosaur to glide efficiently over long distances. Quadrupedal launch systems likely assisted in takeoff, leveraging both forelimbs and hind limbs to overcome the gravitational challenges of its immense size. Once airborne, Aramborgiania could glide across coastal cliffs, river valleys, and open plains, using thermals to conserve energy while scanning for prey with its sharp vision. Its neck structure reveals extraordinary adaptations for hunting. The elongated cervical vertebrae were reinforced with internal struts, minimizing the risk of bending or breaking during strikes. This allowed Aramborgiania to reach quickly and accurately, combining speed and strength to capture elusive prey. Such a design also enabled the pterosaur to manipulate carcasses or small animals, using its beak as a versatile tool for feeding in diverse environments. The combination of a long, powerful neck and agile wings made it one of the most effective aerial predators of its ecosystem. The ecological role of Aramborgiania was multifaceted. By hunting both terrestrial and aquatic prey, it occupied a niche largely unchallenged by other vertebrates. Its size alone would have deterred smaller pterosaurs, while its flight capabilities allowed it to access distant hunting grounds. This combination of size, reach, and mobility positioned Aramborgiania as an apex aerial predator, capable of influencing the distribution and behavior of prey species and shaping the ecosystems it inhabited. Its wings were not only long but also broad, with reinforced joints that allowed subtle maneuvers during gliding and descent. Flight simulations suggest that Aramborgiania could travel tens of kilometers in a single outing, effortlessly covering coastal plains and inland areas in search of food. By conserving energy through soaring and using occasional flapping for speed and control, it could maintain dominance over vast hunting territories, illustrating how extreme size and efficiency can coexist in a single species. Muscle attachments along the humerus and pectoral girdle indicate a combination of strength and endurance. Powerful forelimbs allowed Aramborgiania to launch into the air with speed, while also providing stability when handling prey during feeding. These adaptations highlight a balance between raw strength and precision, necessary for a creature of this scale to hunt effectively while remaining highly mobile. Its anatomy reflects the evolutionary pressures faced by giant flyers operating in diverse landscapes and demanding ecological niches. Reproductive and developmental patterns suggest that young Aramborgiania grew rapidly, reaching substantial wingspans early in life. This early flight capability would have been critical for survival, allowing juveniles to escape predators and begin hunting effectively. Adult individuals reached proportions capable of dominating both air and land, demonstrating how extreme growth strategies combined with flight adaptations to produce apex predators in prehistoric ecosystems. Vision and sensory perception were essential for Aramborgiania's predatory success. Large eyes provided excellent depth perception, enabling it to judge distances accurately during high-speed strikes or low glides over water and land. Its neurological adaptations, particularly in the cerebellum, facilitated fine motor control during flight, allowing it to adjust wing angles, tail positioning, and neck movements with precision. These capabilities made it a highly efficient predator capable of exploiting complex aerial and terrestrial environments. Behaviorally, Aramborgiania likely patrolled extensive territories, using its soaring ability to locate prey and monitor rival pterosaurs. Its presence in the sky would have shaped prey behavior, forcing smaller vertebrates to seek cover or flee while asserting dominance over carcasses and hunting grounds. By combining extreme size, aerial agility, and ecological versatility, Aramborgiania exemplifies the apex of pterosaur evolution, a creature that pushed the limits of flight and predation to extraordinary extremes. Thanatostracon, the South American giant. During the Late Cretaceous, roughly 86 million years ago, the skies over what is now Argentina were dominated by Thanatostracon amaru, one of the largest pterosaurs ever discovered. With an estimated wingspan exceeding 9 meters, this colossal flyer combined the extreme size of North American azargids with adaptations suited for the open plains and river valleys of South America. Its presence would have been unmistakable, a shadow stretching across the landscape as it glided silently above forests, wetlands, and herds of dinosaurs, asserting dominance as one of the apex aerial predators of its ecosystem. The skull of Thanatostracon was elongated and robust, terminating in a sharp, toothless beak optimized for both hunting and scavenging. Fossil evidence indicates a reinforced jaw structure capable of handling substantial stress, whether striking at small dinosaurs, reptiles, or grabbing carrion. Its massive beak, combined with a long, flexible neck, allowed it to exploit feeding niches inaccessible to other species, giving it both reach and precision when striking from the air or while standing on the ground. Its neck was composed of elongated, heavily reinforced vertebrae, providing both flexibility and strength. This adaptation allowed Thanatostracon to execute rapid strikes at prey without compromising the structural integrity of its head or spine. Unlike more gracile pterosaurs, whose long necks were delicate, this pterosaur could lift, grasp, and manipulate sizable prey with minimal risk of injury, demonstrating a remarkable balance between mobility and power. Flight mechanics in Thanatos Dracon reveal a sophisticated design optimized for energy-efficient gliding over extensive territories. Its wings, with elongated metacarpals and strong joints, created enormous lift, allowing it to soar for hours while expending minimal energy. Quadrupedal launch mechanisms would have provided the thrust necessary to overcome gravity, while gliding and soaring enabled the pterosaur to travel tens of kilometers in search of food, water, or mates. Its aerodynamic efficiency illustrates the evolutionary innovations required for flight at extreme scales. The wings themselves were broad and reinforced, with extensive wing membranes that may have connected to the body and hind limbs. This adaptation improved lift and control, allowing precise maneuvering during glides, dives, and turns. Fossil reconstructions suggest that Thanatos Dracon could navigate complex landscapes, including river valleys and forested areas, without losing stability or speed, a necessary skill for a predator hunting in diverse habitats. Thanatos Dracon's ecological role was both predatory and scavenging in nature. By hunting small to medium-sized dinosaurs and reptiles and scavenging large carcasses, it minimized competition while maximizing energy intake. Its size alone would have deterred smaller predators, while its flight ability allowed rapid relocation to new feeding sites. This versatility allowed Thanatos Dracon to maintain dominance in a dynamic ecosystem, controlling food availability and influencing the behavior of other species through both presence and predation. Sensory adaptations in Thanatos Dracon were highly developed. Large eyes positioned for binocular vision allowed precise judgment of distances during flight or when striking from above. Its balance and motor coordination, guided by an advanced cerebellum, enabled fine adjustments in wing and neck positioning during complex aerial maneuvers. These capabilities allowed Thanatos Dracon to exploit prey in open plains, wetlands, and near river systems, where precision and timing determine survival. Muscle attachments along the sternum and humerus indicate powerful forelimbs capable of supporting both flight and ground-based maneuvers. Strong chest muscles facilitated wing flapping for takeoff and bursts of speed, while hind limbs provided stability when landing or walking. This combination of strength, control, and structural adaptation made Thanatos Dracon one of the most versatile and capable giant pterosaurs of South America, bridging the gap between aerial dominance and terrestrial efficiency. Reproduction and juvenile development in Thanatos Dracon likely emphasized rapid growth and early flight capability. Young pterosaurs would have required early mastery of gliding and hunting skills to survive in a world filled with predators and competitors. By the time individuals reached full adult size, they possessed the power, wingspan, and skill to dominate both aerial and terrestrial environments, ensuring the species maintained ecological influence across generations. Flight behavior in Thanatos Dracon would have been dynamic and strategic, utilizing thermals, updrafts from cliffs, and rising air over open plains. It could traverse enormous distances while conserving energy. Its hunting strategy likely combined low glides over prey with sudden aerial strikes, making it a highly efficient predator. These abilities allowed Thanatos Dracon to patrol extensive territories, exploit diverse prey, and maintain dominance in an ecosystem that included both giant herbivorous dinosaurs and competing carnivores. Observation of Thanatos Dracon in motion paints a picture of extreme elegance combined with raw power. Its enormous wings unfold to catch rising air currents, the long neck poised for precise strikes, and the toothless beak ready to grasp prey. It glides effortlessly over rivers and plains, occasionally flapping to gain height, surveying the environment with unmatched aerial awareness. Its combination of size, strength, and agility represents the pinnacle of South American pterosaur evolution, demonstrating the remarkable diversity and specialization that allowed giant flyers to thrive across prehistoric continents. Cryodraken, the frozen sky hunter. In the late Cretaceous of what is now Alberta, Canada, a massive pterosaur soared above vast floodplains and river systems. Cryodraken boreas, whose name translates to cold dragon of the north wind, held a wingspan estimated between 10 and 11 meters, rivaling some of the largest flying animals ever recorded. Its long, slender wings and lightweight skeletal structure allowed it to dominate the skies over ancient North America, gliding effortlessly while scanning the ground for prey or carrion. Cryodraken's adaptations reveal a predator uniquely suited for aerial hunting across open landscapes, capable of covering enormous distances with minimal energy expenditure. The skull of Cryodraken was elongated, lightly built, and toothless, terminating in a sharp, pointed beak ideal for precision strikes. Fossil evidence indicates that its jaw was reinforced at key points, allowing it to seize prey without risking structural damage. Its neck was composed of long cervical vertebrae, providing flexibility and reach while hunting. The combination of skull, beak, and neck adaptations allowed Cryodraken to capture both small terrestrial vertebrates and fish from river systems, making it a versatile predator capable of exploiting a wide range of ecological niches. Flight mechanics in Cryodraken reveal a design optimized for soaring and long-distance gliding. Its wings, supported by elongated metacarpals and reinforced joints, created lift while minimizing energy expenditure during prolonged flight. Quadrupedal launch techniques were likely essential for takeoff, allowing the massive pterosaur to vault into the air using both forelimbs and hind limbs. Once aloft, Cryodraken could traverse floodplains, river valleys, and coastal areas, using rising thermals to maintain altitude while searching for prey. Cryodraken's wings were narrow yet elongated, allowing for precise control during gliding. Its wing membranes may have connected to the body and hind limbs, providing stability and lift while navigating air currents. This adaptation would have been essential for hunting in open habitats where sudden dives or turns were required to capture fleeing prey. The combination of length, flexibility, and strength made Cryodraken an apex flyer capable of remarkable aerial feats. The neck vertebrae of Cryodraken were highly reinforced, allowing rapid strikes without risking injury. Its flexible but strong cervical column permitted precise head movements during hunting, feeding, and maneuvering. This design was particularly advantageous for hunting small dinosaurs or reptiles, enabling Cryodraken to target specific body parts while maintaining balance during flight or while perched. The structural integrity of its neck was essential for a predator of its scale, ensuring both power and precision in feeding behavior. Cryodraken's ecological role extended across multiple habitats. Its aerial dominance allowed it to patrol vast areas, exploiting both terrestrial and aquatic prey. By hunting or scavenging, it reduced competition for smaller scavengers and predators. Its presence likely shaped the behavior of herbivorous dinosaurs and smaller carnivores, influencing their foraging patterns, nesting sites, and predator avoidance strategies. This apex status gave Cryodraken a profound influence over the Pleistocene-like ecosystems of late Cretaceous Alberta. Sensory adaptations played a critical role in Cryodraken's predatory success. Large, forward-facing eyes provided acute binocular vision, essential for judging distances during high-speed aerial strikes. Its advanced cerebellum allowed for precise coordination of wings and neck movements, facilitating complex aerial maneuvers and controlled dives. These capabilities ensured Cryodraken could exploit both aerial and terrestrial prey with remarkable efficiency, a combination of neurological and anatomical refinement rarely seen in such massive flyers. The musculature of Cryodrakon was built for both power and endurance. Pectoral muscles were exceptionally robust, enabling strong flapping during takeoff and bursts of controlled flight. Hind limbs, though secondary in flight, provided support during terrestrial movement, including stalking prey or positioning for launch. This combination of strength, precision, and endurance allowed Cryodrakon to remain dominant in both aerial and ground-based hunting scenarios, highlighting the versatility required of giant pterosaurs. Reproduction and juvenile development were adapted to ensure survival in an environment with few safe refuges. Eggs were likely deposited in isolated locations, and juveniles needed early flight capability to escape predation. Rapid growth rates allowed young Cryodrakon to join adult hunting grounds within a few years, gaining access to food and territory. By adulthood, these pterosaurs possessed full wingspans and the skill to dominate the skies, reinforcing their status as apex aerial predators. Flight behavior in Cryodrakon would have been dynamic, using thermals and wind currents for long-distance gliding while conserving energy. Hunting strategies combined slow glides over potential prey with rapid strikes from above, maximizing efficiency and minimizing risk. Its wings, neck, and vision worked in concert, allowing Cryodraken to exploit open landscapes effectively while maintaining the agility needed for sudden prey capture. Observation of Cryodrakon in motion evokes awe at its combination of scale, agility, and precision. Its wings unfold to catch rising air currents, the long neck poised to strike, while the pointed beak scans for movement across floodplains. Gliding silently over the land, it covers vast areas with minimal energy expenditure, dominating both sky and land in ways unparalleled by modern birds. Cryodrakon embodies the extraordinary evolutionary adaptations that enabled pterosaurs to achieve both extreme size and exceptional aerial skill. Alcyone, the thunderbird of the sea. Roughly 25 million years ago, the oceans of the Miocene were home to a flying predator unmatched in both wingspan and precision. Alcyone elanus, often described as the thunderbird of its era, possessed a wingspan approaching 5 meters, making it one of the largest known volant birds of its time. Its skeletal structure reflects a mastery of the skies, with long, broad wings designed for energy-efficient gliding over the open ocean. Alcyone's ability to soar effortlessly above waves allowed it to patrol vast territories in search of fish, squid, and other marine prey, making it a dominant force in Miocene marine ecosystems. The skull of Alcyone was elongated and streamlined, terminating in a strong, pointed beak capable of seizing slippery prey from the water's surface. Unlike modern albatrosses or frigate birds, Alcyone combined both size and precision, allowing it to snatch large fish in mid-flight with minimal risk of losing its catch. The lightweight construction of the beak and jaw reduced energy costs during flight, while maintaining enough strength to handle the dynamic forces encountered when striking moving prey. Its wings were long and narrow, optimized for dynamic soaring and gliding over vast stretches of ocean. Fossil evidence suggests that Alcyone could exploit wind gradients above waves and oceanic updrafts to remain aloft for hours with minimal effort. By alternating glides with occasional wing flaps, it covered tremendous distances, patrolling feeding grounds while conserving energy. This efficiency in flight was critical for survival, given the wide distribution of prey in the open sea. The musculature of Alcyone reveals extraordinary adaptations for endurance. Robust pectoral muscles supported prolonged flapping during takeoff or for adjustments in flight, while the hind limbs were reduced yet sufficient for landing on floating debris or coastal cliffs. Hollow bones minimized weight while preserving strength, creating a delicate balance between robustness and efficiency. Alcyone's anatomical design demonstrates how evolutionary pressures in marine environments favored both precision and endurance. Alcyone's hunting strategy was highly specialized. It relied on sharp vision to locate prey beneath the water's surface, diving or skimming in a controlled, energy-efficient manner to capture fish or cephalopods. Its wings provided stability during these maneuvers, allowing quick directional changes and accurate strikes. This combination of sensory acuity, wing morphology, and hunting skill positioned Alcyone as one of the most effective aerial predators of the Miocene seas. The sensory system of Alcyone was finely tuned for oceanic life. Large eyes provided acute vision over long distances, essential for spotting schools of fish or squid in a vast, featureless environment. Its cerebellum and vestibular system facilitated balance and coordination during glides, dives, and mid-air adjustments, allowing precise control even in turbulent wind conditions. These adaptations made Alcyone both efficient and versatile, capable of exploiting a range of prey types across extensive oceanic territories. Reproductive strategies in Alcyone likely mirrored those of modern large seabirds. Nests were probably situated on isolated cliffs or islands, providing protection from predators. Slow growth rates and extended parental care ensured that young birds acquired the strength and skill necessary for flight and hunting in a challenging marine environment. By reaching adulthood with full wingspan and mature hunting abilities, Alcyone maintained dominance over both feeding grounds and territories critical for reproduction. Flight behavior in Alcyone demonstrates a blend of energy efficiency and tactical flexibility. By utilizing thermal currents and coastal winds, it could traverse hundreds of kilometers in a single day, scouting feeding zones and avoiding competition. The combination of gliding efficiency and precision striking allowed Alcyone to capture prey while expending minimal energy, illustrating the evolutionary advantage of optimized flight in oceanic ecosystems. Ecologically, Alcyone had a profound influence on Miocene marine food webs. Its presence likely shaped the distribution and behavior of prey species, forcing fish and squid to adapt to predation from above. Smaller seabirds may have followed Alcyone to scavenge leftovers, while larger predators navigated around its extensive foraging territories. The bird's dominance contributed to maintaining balance in these ancient marine ecosystems, demonstrating the cascading effects a single apex flyer could exert. Imagining Alcyone in flight paints a striking picture of power and elegance. With its broad wings extended, it glides above open waters, scanning for prey, occasionally diving with precision to snatch fish from the ocean's surface. Its long, narrow wings allow effortless soaring, while the pointed beak ensures effective hunting. Alcyone exemplifies how extreme adaptation in size, flight mechanics, and predation allowed birds to dominate oceanic niches during the Miocene, creating a predator both majestic and efficient. Datingopterus, the East Asian sky titan. During the Late Cretaceous, the skies above what is now China and Mongolia were dominated by a colossal pterosaur known as Datingopterus magnus. With an estimated wingspan of 9 to 10 meters, it was among the largest flying vertebrates in East Asia, navigating river valleys, forested plains, and coastal cliffs with effortless precision. Its combination of extreme wingspan reinforced skeletal structure, and long, streamlined neck allowed it to exploit a variety of ecological niches, hunting small dinosaurs and reptiles, or scavenging carcasses while maintaining unmatched aerial dominance over its habitat. The skull of Ditingopterus was elongated and narrow, ending in a sharp, toothless beak adapted for both grasping and tearing. Unlike other Arsdarchid pterosaurs, its jaw exhibited subtle curvature along the edges, which may have improved grip on struggling prey. Fossil analysis suggests the skull was lightweight yet robust enough to withstand significant forces during strikes, allowing the pterosaur to hunt agile prey across diverse terrains. Its skull and beak design reflect an evolutionary balance between strength, precision, and efficiency in aerial predation. Its neck was composed of elongated, reinforced vertebrae, providing both flexibility and strength. This adaptation allowed rapid strikes at prey or scavenged carrion without risking structural injury. Unlike gracile pterosaurs with delicate cervical columns, Datingopterus could manipulate prey with precision and force, enabling it to exploit prey species that smaller or more lightly built flyers could not handle. Its long neck also extended its reach when hunting in dense vegetation or along riverbanks. Flight mechanics reveal an animal built for energy-efficient gliding and occasional bursts of powered flight. Its wings, broad yet elongated, provided both lift and stability during long-distance flights. Quadrupedal launches allowed this massive pterosaur to take off efficiently despite its size, while gliding enabled it to conserve energy when patrolling extensive hunting grounds. The wing structure also allowed subtle maneuvering during hunting dives or mid-air adjustments, demonstrating an evolutionary refinement that combined strength, endurance, and precision. Muscle attachments along the humerus and sternum indicate powerful forelimbs capable of sustained flight and terrestrial launches. The hind limbs, though secondary in flight, provided stability during landings, and while navigating uneven terrain, hollow bones minimized weight while preserving structural integrity, allowing Datingopterus to maintain dominance in both aerial and terrestrial habitats. Its skeletal adaptations reveal a predator optimized for both long-distance hunting and high-efficiency flight. Datingopterus occupied a versatile ecological niche. By hunting small vertebrates on land and snatching fish or amphibians from rivers, it could exploit resources across multiple environments. Its size and wingspan deterred smaller flying predators, reducing competition, while allowing it to reach areas inaccessible to terrestrial hunters. This versatility underscores the evolutionary success of large pterosaurs in diverse habitats across Asia, combining predation, scavenging, and long-distance mobility into a single apex flyer. Sensory adaptations contributed to Datingopterus's hunting success. Large, forward-facing eyes provided binocular vision for accurate depth perception, while a well-developed cerebellum allowed precise coordination of wings, neck, and head during flight maneuvers. These adaptations allowed the pterosaur to strike rapidly at prey, adjust to turbulent winds, and navigate complex terrain, ensuring efficiency and survival despite its massive size. The elongated cervical vertebrae and reinforced neck allowed Datingopterus to hunt with versatility. Rapid downward strikes or lateral sweeping motions could capture prey with precision, while the strong neck could withstand the impact forces associated with seizing larger or struggling animals. This combination of flexibility and strength enhanced hunting efficiency, making Datingopterus a dominant predator in both terrestrial and aerial ecosystems. Reproduction and juvenile development required early flight capability to escape predation and learn hunting techniques. Juveniles grew rapidly, developing wings and musculature capable of gliding and basic hunting within a few years. By adulthood, Datingopterus possessed the size, wingspan, and skill necessary to dominate its environment, securing territory, food sources, and ecological influence across generations. Flight behavior involved a combination of gliding over river valleys and forest canopies, with occasional bursts of flapping for sudden maneuvers or takeoff. Its wings and body allowed fine control during low-altitude hunting, mid-air adjustments, and long-distance travel across mountains or plains. This combination of endurance, precision, and versatility exemplifies how evolution allowed extreme flyers to occupy a dominant ecological role across multiple terrains. Datingopterus also influenced the behaviors of other species. Its presence would have caused prey to modify foraging patterns, herbivores to seek cover, and smaller predators to avoid competition. By maintaining dominance over both the airspace and portions of the ground, it played a critical role in shaping the ecosystem. Observing this enormous pterosaur in flight, gliding silently above rivers and forests, demonstrates how apex flyers of the late Cretaceous combined scale, power, and precision to remain unrivaled hunters. Nicorhynchus, the coastal predator. During the late Cretaceous, the shores of what is now England and northern Europe were patrolled by a giant pterosaur, Nicorhynchus capito, whose wings stretched nearly 7 to 8 meters across. This enormous flyer exploited both coastal waters and nearby river valleys, combining aerial mastery with opportunistic hunting strategies. Its elongated jaws and tooth-lined beak were uniquely adapted for seizing slippery fish, squid, and other aquatic prey, making it one of the most specialized coastal predators of its time. Nicorhynchus demonstrates how evolution sculpted pterosaurs to thrive in niche habitats where land, sea, and sky intersect. The skull of Nicorhynchus was long and narrow, with numerous conical teeth lining the upper and lower jaws. These teeth were perfectly spaced for gripping slippery prey, preventing escape even during rapid aerial dives or skimming along water surfaces. Fossil evidence indicates a reinforced jaw structure capable of withstanding the forces of repeated strikes into water, highlighting an adaptation for precision hunting. Its head, coupled with a long neck, allowed rapid strikes, increasing hunting success over the dynamic coastal environments it dominated. Flight mechanics in Nicorhynchus were designed for both soaring and agile maneuvers. Its long, narrow wings created lift and allowed extended gliding along wind currents above waves and estuaries. Quadrupedal launches provided the initial thrust necessary to lift its substantial body into the air, while wing flapping supported bursts of speed during attacks on fish or evasion from potential threats. The combination of endurance, speed, and maneuverability made Nicorhynchus a master of both aerial navigation and coastal hunting. The cervical vertebrae of Nicorhynchus were elongated and reinforced, providing both flexibility and strength. This allowed its head to strike quickly at prey or adjust to dynamic water surfaces without compromising structural integrity. Its neck acted as a rapid, controlled lever, enabling precision targeting while gliding low over the waves or skimming along riverbanks. This adaptation provided a unique hunting advantage over other pterosaurs and seabirds of the time. Muscle attachment sites indicate a powerful pectoral girdle capable of supporting extended flight and rapid aerial maneuvers. Hind limbs were sturdy yet light, assisting in terrestrial movement when landing on sandbars or rocky outcrops. Hollow bones reduced overall weight, enhancing flight efficiency, while simultaneously maintaining the strength needed for hunting and maneuvering. These anatomical adaptations allowed Nicorhynchus to patrol vast coastal territories with minimal energy expenditure while maintaining deadly accuracy during strikes. Its hunting behavior was highly specialized. Nicorhynchus likely engaged in dynamic skimming, flying close to the water surface to catch fish, or performing sudden vertical dives to snatch prey before it could escape. Its combination of vision, precision, and jaw mechanics ensured that even fast-moving fish were within its reach. By alternating hunting strategies, it could exploit varying prey availability, demonstrating versatility in behavior critical for survival in competitive coastal ecosystems. Sensory adaptations in Nicorhynchus were finely tuned for hunting over water. Large eyes provided excellent binocular vision, enabling it to detect fish beneath shimmering surfaces and gauge distance accurately during high-speed attacks. Its cerebellum and vestibular system allowed fine adjustments to wing angle, neck position, and body orientation, ensuring precision in maneuvers even during turbulent coastal winds. This integration of sensory perception and flight control was essential for exploiting the dynamic coastal environment. The wings of Nicorhynchus were adapted for both lift and stability. Their narrow yet long design allowed the pterosaur to soar efficiently over estuaries and coastal plains, while still providing maneuverability during hunting dives or sudden directional changes. These adaptations minimized energy expenditure while maximizing predatory efficiency, demonstrating the evolutionary pressures that shaped large coastal flyers into highly specialized hunters. Reproductive strategies likely involved nesting on isolated cliffs or small islands to protect eggs and juveniles from terrestrial predators. Young pterosaurs would have needed early flight capability to survive, learning hunting techniques and territorial navigation under parental guidance. By reaching full wingspan and hunting proficiency, adult Nicorhynchus secured access to the most productive feeding grounds, ensuring survival and ecological dominance within its coastal environment. Ecologically, Nicorhynchus exerted significant influence on coastal food webs. Its presence forced fish and small aquatic vertebrates to adapt their behavior, while smaller birds and marine predators adjusted their feeding strategies to avoid direct competition. By dominating both aerial and coastal niches, Nicorhynchus played a critical role in regulating prey populations and shaping the behavior of coexisting species, illustrating the cascading effects of an apex flyer in marine ecosystems. Observation of Nicorhynchus in flight reveals a striking blend of grace and precision. Its wings stretch above the waves, gliding effortlessly with minimal effort, while its long, tooth-lined beak remains poised for sudden strikes. Diving, skimming, or hovering above estuaries, it dominates the coastal landscape with unmatched skill, embodying the evolutionary refinement that enabled some pterosaurs to specialize in unique, high-risk ecological niches. Tropeognathus, the keel-jawed giant of Cretaceous skies. During the early Cretaceous, roughly 110 million years ago, the skies above what is now northeastern Brazil were patrolled by one of the most extraordinary flying reptiles ever to take wing. Tropeognathus mesembrinus was a giant pterosaur distinguished by its massive wingspan, estimated between 8 and 8.7 meters, and its unique cranial adaptation, a pronounced, keeled jaw that gave it both a fearsome appearance and an ecological edge. Soaring effortlessly over coastal plains, river systems, and shallow inland seas, Tropeognathus dominated both air and waterborne prey, exploiting habitats where terrestrial predators could not reach. The skull of Tropeognathus was long and narrow, ending in a distinct keel that extended from the upper jaw. This crest likely played a dual role in hunting and flight dynamics, acting as a stabilizer during rapid strikes at fish, while also serving as a display structure for communication and mating. Its tooth-lined jaws were formidable, with conical teeth spaced for gripping slippery prey. Fossil evidence shows the beak was reinforced to withstand the repeated forces of seizing struggling fish, squid, or other aquatic prey, highlighting an evolutionary specialization for coastal predation. Tropeognathus relied on both dynamic and static soaring for energy-efficient flight. Its elongated wings allowed it to glide effortlessly over the warm coastal currents, using wind and thermal updrafts to conserve energy while searching for prey across vast distances. Quadrupedal launch techniques likely assisted in lifting the massive body into the air, providing the initial thrust needed to overcome gravity. Once airborne, it could cover kilometers of terrain while maintaining visual contact with potential hunting grounds, making it a supreme aerial predator of its ecosystem. The pectoral and forelimb muscles of Tropeognathus were well developed, allowing both sustained glides and bursts of flapping for maneuvering. Its wing membranes were extensive, likely connecting to the body and hind limbs, providing additional lift and fine control during hunting dives. These adaptations allowed Tropeognathus to hunt with precision, even in turbulent coastal winds or when performing sudden swoops to capture agile fish, demonstrating an extraordinary balance between size and agility. Tropeognathus's neck was moderately long but reinforced, giving the animal the ability to strike downward or laterally with accuracy. The cervical vertebrae were structured to resist torsion and bending during predatory strikes, allowing the beak to seize prey without compromising stability. This neck design, combined with the keeled jaw, created a highly effective hunting tool, enabling it to exploit prey that other contemporaneous pterosaurs could not reach efficiently. The wings were long and tapered, designed for both lift and maneuverability. Fossil reconstructions suggest Tropeognathus could perform sudden dives, banking turns, and low-altitude glides with precision, an essential skill for hunting over rivers and coastal estuaries. These adaptations also facilitated long-distance travel, allowing the pterosaur to patrol extensive coastal territories in search of food, a strategy that conserved energy while maximizing foraging efficiency. Vision was critical to Tropeognathus's predatory success. Large eyes provided acute binocular vision, enabling it to detect subtle movements in water surfaces and judge distances accurately during high-speed strikes. Neurological adaptations in the cerebellum allowed precise control of wing flapping, body orientation, and beak positioning, ensuring success when targeting fast or elusive prey. The combination of sensory and physical adaptations made Tropeognathus a formidable hunter of the Cretaceous skies. Ecologically, Tropeognathus filled a niche as a coastal apex predator. By feeding primarily on fish and squid, it reduced competition with terrestrial predators while influencing prey behavior across rivers and estuaries. Smaller flying reptiles likely followed Tropeognathus opportunistically, scavenging scraps or avoiding its hunting path. Its dominance in both airspace and food acquisition shaped the dynamics of its ecosystem, illustrating how one species could exert outsized influence in a marine coastal environment. Reproduction and juvenile development were essential for the species' survival. Nests were likely built on cliffs or isolated sandbanks to protect eggs from predators, while juveniles required rapid development of flight and hunting skills. By the time they reached adulthood, young Tropeognathus had acquired wingspans approaching 6 meters, giving them the ability to compete for territories and prey alongside adults, ensuring continued dominance of this aerial giant across generations. The keeled jaw may have also played a role in thermoregulation or social signaling. Fossil evidence suggests variations in crest size between individuals, hinting at sexual dimorphism or age-related changes. This dual functionality, structural support for hunting and visual signaling, demonstrates the evolutionary ingenuity of Tropeognathus, allowing it to maximize both survival and reproductive success while maintaining a striking presence in the skies. Flight behavior was dynamic, yet energy efficient. Tropeognathus utilized wind currents over coastal cliffs, thermals rising from sun-warmed terrain, and long-distance gliding to patrol hunting grounds with minimal exertion. During hunting dives, the pterosaur could adjust wing angles and body position with precision, striking fish with the pointed teeth of its keel-jawed beak. This combination of skill, strength, and anatomical refinement exemplifies how evolutionary pressures shaped one of the largest non-asdarchid pterosaurs to dominate its environment. Observing Tropeognathus in action evokes awe at the combination of scale, elegance, and precision. Its long wings extend above estuaries and river mouths, gliding effortlessly over the water while scanning for prey. Sudden dives capture agile fish with remarkable efficiency, and the keeled jaw adds both functionality and grandeur. Tropeognathus exemplifies how prehistoric flying reptiles evolved to exploit coastal niches, creating a predator that combined power, finesse, and dominance across the early Cretaceous skies. Ornithocaerus, the soaring river hunter. In the early Cretaceous, roughly 110 to 100 million years ago, the skies above river deltas, estuaries, and coastal plains of what is now Europe and South America were ruled by a remarkable pterosaur known as Ornithocaerus simus. Although not as massive as some of the giant asdarchids, Ornithocaerus boasted a wingspan estimated between 7 and 8 meters, placing it among the largest flying reptiles of its time. Its adaptations reflected a life lived in perpetual motion above water and land, where the edges of rivers and the open sea provided endless opportunities for hunting fish and cephalopods. Ornithocaerus was a specialized aerial predator, able to travel vast distances while using remarkable sensory and flight adaptations to locate and capture prey with uncanny accuracy. The skull of Ornithocaerus was long and tapered, ending in a slender, tooth-lined beak adapted for seizing slippery aquatic animals. Unlike some pterosaurs with heavy or robust skulls, Ornithocaerus combined lightness with precision, minimizing weight while maximizing effectiveness during high-speed strikes. Its teeth were conical and slightly recurved, perfect for gripping fish struggling against the pull of both air and water. This unique dental arrangement, combined with keen vision, made Ornithocaerus a master hunter in the skies above rivers and shallow seas, where rapid movement and accurate positioning were essential for success. Its neck was composed of elongated, flexible vertebrae that allowed rapid motion during hunting dives. This design enabled Ornithocaerus to strike quickly at prey below, adjusting head position independently from the rest of its body. Unlike contemporaries with stiff necks adapted for ground stalking, Ornithocaerus's cervical architecture was refined for aerial precision. It could swoop low over water, tilt its head, and snatch fish from the surface with remarkable speed, a predatory strategy that amplified both its reach and its efficiency within rich, riparian environments. The wings of Ornithocaerus were long and powerful, optimized for both soaring and agile maneuvering. Their broad surface area created lift that allowed the pterosaur to glide for extended periods above river channels, reducing the energy cost of flight. Fossil reconstructions suggest that Ornithocaerus could alter wing shape mid-flight, tightening or expanding feathers and membranes to adjust to rising thermals, sudden wind gusts, or rapid dives toward prey. This dynamic flight ability made it a consummate aerial hunter, capable of shifting tactics instantly as it tracked schools of fish or darting cephalopods below. Flight mechanics in Ornithocheirus also reflect adaptations for mid-air stability. Its center of mass and wing placement created a balance that allowed graceful turns without sacrificing speed, ideal for threading through canyon mouths or following river bends. Quadrupedal launch, pushing off from both forelimbs and hind limbs, would have supported rapid ascents from the ground or water edges. Once airborne, Ornithocheirus could maintain height by catching rising thermals generated by sun-warmed terrain, covering tens of kilometers while conserving precious energy. The pectoral muscles of Ornithocheirus were exceptionally well developed, supporting both endurance and bursts of power. These muscles enabled occasional flapping to gain altitude or accelerate during strikes. Combined with hollow, lightweight bones, this muscle architecture allowed Ornithocheirus to operate with flexibility rarely matched by comparably large flyers. Its body was finely tuned for a life of sustained flight, whether cruising above estuaries or diving low for prey, demonstrating the evolutionary ingenuity behind its aerial existence. Vision was one of Ornithocheirus's most critical sensory tools. Its eyes were set forward on the skull with a slight lateral orientation, providing excellent binocular vision needed for judging distances over water. This visual acuity was essential for spotting schools of fish from high altitudes and planning rapid descents to intercept prey. Coupled with a well-developed vestibular system for balance, Ornithocheirus could execute complex maneuvers while maintaining orientation above the ever-changing surfaces of rivers and coastal seas. The beak and teeth of Ornithocheirus worked in remarkable harmony with its flight style. Its slender beak reduced drag during flight, allowing it to reach higher speeds while hunting. Once fish were seized, the conical teeth ensured a firm grip, even when momentum and wind resistance threatened to dislodge a catch. This combination of aerodynamic design and functional feeding anatomy gave Ornithocheirus a distinct advantage over both smaller flying reptiles and aquatic competitors that lacked its aerial range. Ecologically, Ornithocheirus occupied a niche at the intersection of air and water. It rarely competed directly with terrestrial carnivores, instead exploiting abundant riverine and coastal resources. Its presence in the ecosystem shaped the behavior of fish populations and smaller aquatic predators, which developed evasive patterns and deeper schooling behaviors in response to aerial predation. Ornithocheirus's dominance over these hunting grounds influenced not just prey behavior, but overall nutrient flows and food web dynamics in littoral environments. Juvenile Ornithocheirus required rapid development of flight capability for survival. Mortality risk was high among young flyers due to both predation and the difficulty of mastering flight mechanics. Fossil evidence suggests juveniles developed wings quickly, gaining enough skill early on to forage independently. By adulthood, Ornithocheirus was capable of prolonged journeys, patrolling river mouths and coasts with endurance unmatched by many competitors, and establishing territories across broad geographic ranges. The flight behavior of Ornithocheirus was both strategic and adaptive. It likely rotated between high-altitude glides to search for prey and low sweeps over water surfaces to strike. By exploiting thermal currents and coastal winds, it conserved energy while maintaining mobility. When flapping became necessary during takeoff, sudden turns, or weather changes, its powerful musculature supported the transition seamlessly. This blend of soaring and active flight made Ornithocheirus a versatile hunter capable of thriving in environments where adaptability was key. In observing Ornithocheirus in motion, one sees a creature of supreme aerial grace and predatory precision. Its vast wings extend above estuarine waters, the slender beak poised for swift action. As fish dart near the surface, the pterosaur adjusts its wing posture, banking and descending with calculated efficiency. With a flash of motion, it seizes its prey and rises again, effortlessly reclaiming its cruising height. Ornithoceras represents the essence of airborne evolution, a majestic flyer shaped by the demands of rivers, seas, and endless horizons. A hunter whose story enriches our understanding of prehistoric skies.